Give up your time to come and talk to us. I hope you'll enjoy being here. But, Shapna, do you mind giving me your place and date of birth?
Yeah, I was born in Bangladesh, and I was born in year 1971.
Thank you. And your faith, you were born into it?
Yes, I was.
And when did you become aware of your faith? How old were you when you became aware of it?
I think I was about probably 4 or 5, because when we do festivals of certain different types, that's when you come to notice why you're doing them. And when everyone's praying, we pray 5 times a day. I've noticed that they are praying, and that's when I try to actually find out, why we're doing this. And then I was told. And when I went to mosque as well to start my prayers and start learning about my own culture, that's how I found out.
And how do you practice your faith, Koli?
How do I practice?
Yes.
Well,
in the mosque? Or at home?
Females don't actually go to mosques. Only the males do. Females read at home. They pray at home. When a special season comes, they just do it at home rather than go out. When Ramadan starts, all the females do their namaz and everything at home, while the men go to the mosque and do theirs with a dozen or 100 other men.
And what rights do you have? Rights or rituals? Do you have any rituals?
We do have certain limits.
Yes.
I mean, the only limits we do have, I think, as far as I know, is that as a child, yes, you can enter the mosque, being a girl, because that's where our priest, the imam, he teaches us about Islam. He teaches us about how to pray, how to read the Quran Sharif, the holy book, and religious talks, where you can listen and learn. But as you grow older, there is a certain age where you stop, you don't go anymore, and and then you continue what you've learned, and you do your prayers at home as a girl, and then obviously when you grow up, you don't get that chance to go back in the mosque, because the mosque is just mainly for men.
Thank you. What code of dress do you have? Are you obliged to wear any particular form of dress?
Well, you have to wear something that's covered from your head to your toe. Everything has to be covered. No inch of your body should be shown. So you could wear, like, say, a long nightie, as long as it's got long arms and it covers you from the top to the bottom. And then you wear a big shawl that covers your whole head. Not a single strand of hair should be seen through that hair covering. Everything has to be inside. And then you just do your namaz.
Are men and women differentiated against in your religion? You said before that only men went into the mosque.
Right.
So there is a difference.
Yeah, that's the only difference.
That's the only difference.
That's the only difference, as far as I know. That's the only difference. Apart from that, all the other rituals we do together. You can do together. I mean, there's no boundaries, I don't think. But I mean, the only boundary we've got is just going to the mosque. But I mean, now as I think, if you like, things have changed, because in London there is actually a mosque for ladies. We've actually opened a quarter of a mosque just for ladies. Well, because our Islam, there's 5 different sort of people within our culture that they do their prayers differently, and in some of those cultures, I think ladies are allowed to go. The one we specifically do, we don't go to that. But there are other Muslim women in other cultures that are permitted to go into the mosque and do prayers and read Quran Sharif and things like that.
Koli, are you treated equally? I mean, outside your faith, would you be treated equally?
Outside of faith, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Because you've got more. You could do what you want, do which way you want without no strain or saying that, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. Whereas in our faith, there is always a limit to what you can do, and there is also, like, you can't go in there, as they're saying. And outside the faith, you can go in there if you wanted to, but if you with our faith, you can't, because that's what you've been brought up and taught. Your parents would say you can't go in there because that's where the men's pray, and women and men should not be together in one place, because you're praying. So, and you're praying on your own, and all men can pray together and all women together, but not together as men and women together in one place.
What about other faiths? Do you know anything about other faiths, Shapna?
Yeah, I know some that there are other faiths. Christianity, I know some about them as well. Jewish, Hinduism. I'm not that known about Buddhism. You know, there are some faiths that I'm not really familiar with, but some of them, yeah, I am familiar with. But they're all different compared to Muslim, Islamic faith.
Would you be interested in following another faith? This is purely curiosity.
It's quite hard though, once you've been following one faith, and when you've been brought up like that, when you see other faiths and other culture, you go, oh, that's a bit hard, isn't it? But you don't think on what's been hard on your own faith until someone actually questions it. That's it, you see. I mean, you've just pointed out the men and women difference.
Yes.
But if you normally, as we say, we wouldn't notice that difference because that's the way we've been brought up, you see.
Yes.
So it's quite hard to say, actually, that would I want to be a different faith, because sometimes it's just easier to stay with the one we've got because you're just so used to it. And then do another one where you have to start from scratch and then get to know everything, and by the time you do, I don't know, you'll probably be old.
Do you think that instead of viewing the differences between faiths, we should look at the similarities? This is to prevent any what's happening now.
There are actually quite similarities between each faith and everything. It's just that people don't notice it.
And should we recognize them?
We should, because recognizing it would mean that even though we follow different faiths, right, we're still doing the same thing.
Yes. We're
still doing the same thing. It's just in our own way. I mean, there are differences in everything, but that's life though, isn't it? And at the end, when you come to do your own, you go, hey, she's doing exactly what I'm doing, but in her own way, it's her own style.
Mm-hmm.
But some people just don't want to recognize that. They just say, oh, they can't be part of us. That's where the fights and war starts, don't they?
It is. It is. This is why I asked the question, to think if you thought they could blend.
They could blend.
As multiple faiths.
But to blend, one has to be willing, and not everybody is willing.
True.
That's it.
True. There is a division within faiths, Shapna. I don't know why. Have you any ideas why there should be such a division within faiths?
I don't really know. I think probably it's just the way everyone's being brought up differently and taught differently. That's probably why there is so much gap between every religion.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, I don't see anything else really. It's just the way you're brought up, really. You know, everyone's got their own views, if you like.
So you don't think that they could integrate?
Maybe they could. Maybe they could. Or maybe they couldn't, but then again...
That's interesting.
Then again, you know, it depends on you yourself, me, myself, him, himself, you know. But I mean, if we all try, we probably could. But you need everyone to do it. You can't just do it on your own and say, yeah, I can do it, or I can't do it.
As a woman, what has your faith done for you?
Oh, that's a hard question. What has my faith done for me? It's just brought me closer to everybody. And when I see my faith, I see other people, I see their faith, and I say, well, they can continue to do what they want, but it doesn't make them any difference from me or you. I mean, it's just that, it just makes us, how do I say it? I can't even find the right word. It just makes us believe in something different. That's it. Apart from that, it's just the same. So
Through your faith, Shapna, have you ever come across hostility? Have you ever been treated in any hostile fashion?
I think the only reason we probably have is because of the way we dress sometimes. Because in our culture, a lot of women do wear hijab, and the way everything's turning out now, it's quite a problem. But I mean, that is part of our culture. You have to have your head covered, you have to have your body covered, but that doesn't make us any different from anybody else. It's just we're just following our religion, if you like. If you follow your religion, I'm sure to us it won't make any difference. Everyone has a right to follow their religion, and if our religion says we should cover ourselves, then I think we should cover ourselves, regardless what everyone says. But yes, we do get comments and things like that because of this. Yeah.
Do you think that, Koli, in your faith, that you're following a culture rather than a faith?
it is actually a culture, because everybody's doing exactly the same thing, and everybody's just being brought up like that.
Mm-hmm.
So then there's not much difference, because when you turn, you see people of your old culture, and they're doing exactly the same thing. It's just they believe in the same thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but even though there is, I say, a slight little difference, as we say, we are Muslims, but there are other Muslims who you will see will walk around with you without the hijab, without the head covered, and they will blend in with the men, whereas which part we're from, we won't blend in with the men. We just stay away in a little corner and just pray that they go away, and leave us to do what we want to do. And in other cultures, they'll just say, well, if you can do that, I can do that. And they won't say anything about it, because that's the way they've been brought up. And it's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same faith, but they're different because they're a little bit different with everybody around them. So I would say it's more like culture than faith.
Yes. Shapna, do you believe in God?
I believe in Allah, yes, I do.
Why?
Probably because it's not just because it's part of my faith,
Yes.
but because I'm so used to it, because I've been brought up with it. The first thing, if you believe in God, I believe in Allah, because I think Allah is the Almighty. There's no other God beyond Him. I mean, yes, there are. We do believe there is a Jesus. There was a Jesus, but we don't believe it. We don't believe that Jesus was the Son of God. We believe Allah was. He wasn't a person. He was. I don't know how you would describe him.
Mm-hmm.
We were told that he's like a light. But apart from that, he doesn't have any relatives, and he didn't have any son. That's the only difference between Christianity and Muslim. I think that just separates us, just that bit. Apart from that, if anyone says yes, do you believe in God? I say yes, I do. I believe in Allah. To me, He is God. Yes.
Thank you. Within the world today, you believe that your faith is the only faith, or should be the only faith.
That's the way we were brought up, to say that our faith is the only faith, because when we were young, where we were born and where we were brought up, everybody there was just like us, wasn't there? So in a way you would think that. But once you've come, to this country, and when you've seen other people, you've seen how they dress, and you go, why can't I dress like that? Because you're young, you don't understand much, and you go, why are they doing that? And then you go, why is he holding her hand? Stuff like that. And then you think, and then you ask your parents, and then they tell you, and then you go, right. But when you like that, when you're young and you've got like so many cultures around you, and you grow up, you think, oh, there's so many different faiths, there's so many different religions that you weren't aware of. And then sometimes you think like, well, they're welcome to their own, as I am welcome to think what I want. They have the right to think what they want. So I'd say that my faith should not be the only one.
Have you ever doubted your faith, Shapna?
No.
You haven't. Good.
No, I haven't.
What is your opinion, Koli, of same-gender marriages?
No, that's I've never come across that in our,
You know?
no, not in our religion. I've never ever come across that.
No, I didn't ask it within your faith.
I know what you're saying, right?
Yes.
But I've just never ever come across it, so I've never questioned it, never thought about, what would be the difference if, what you're saying.
Would you accept it?
Well, there's no reason not to, because you've got nothing to do with it, to be honest. You just leave it alone. You go, they can, like I said, you're welcome to what you do, okay? Work on this, you do what you want, but it's none of my business. So I would just leave it alone. I wouldn't say yes and I wouldn't say no, because it's got nothing to do with me. But if it did have something to do with me, then I'll probably have a different opinion, but until that time comes.
Shapna, what is your, what do you think of, how would you accept abortion?
It has nothing to do with my faith, what I'm going to answer.
No.
But I'm always have been against abortion. I think regardless, it doesn't matter whether you've planned it or not. It's there. And if you have an abortion, I think you're killing. That's it, really. I've always been against it. It has nothing to do with. It's just who I am, I think, probably. It's just my own personal feeling to it. I've always been against abortion.
And what about premarital sex?
I'm against that as well.
Yes.
It's just me. It has nothing to do with religion or anything, like I said. But it's just in this day and age, I think most people do accept it. I probably would accept it, but for my personal opinion, I'm just against it.
And what about euthanasia?
Sorry?
Euthanasia.
Euthanasia. I think because worldwide everything is expanding. You can't really view on it, really, because as years go by, everything changes, and today's youth, although they know what pregnancy can do for them, and I think it's just if you bring it on yourself, you have only answer to yourself. I can't answer that really. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just thinking of anyone who is so seriously ill that there is no future, or a child that is going to have no future. Would you agree to its life being ended?
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't.
That was the question I was asking, really.
Right. No, I don't think I would. I think everyone has a right to be born, has a right to come into the world, and then they can choose their fate, how it goes.
Koli, what is your opinion of the veil or the burqa?
The what, sorry?
The veil of
The veil or the burqa?
Oh, right, the burqa. Right. I mean, some people like to hide behind the veil, as you say it, because they feel safe and comfortable. And some people, they say it just gets in the way. I'm one of those people, I have to say, that I think it just gets in the way. And some people don't wear them because it's just, well, makes them all like hot and it makes them all, ill and everything. But I would say it's up to you. If you want to wear it, wear it. If you don't want to wear it, don't. But I wouldn't say totally lose it. I mean, with our kids, we tell them that, this is what we should be and you should wear it. But I wouldn't actually force it on them, which is in once upon a time they used to force little children to wear them and wear them until they get used to it. And then when they go out, that they can't go out without it because they just feel naked because it's not covering anything. And they can feel all the air going in and out and they think, oh, where am I? So I would say it's up to you if you want to wear it. I have nothing, I wouldn't say I mind. Sometimes I do, but then mine keeps falling off. So I've tried, mine keeps falling off. Then I go, oh, I can't be bothered no more. If it stays, it stays. If it falls off, it falls off.
And you feel the same way, Shapna?
Yeah, it's just the way you're brought up, really. If you're parents pressure you, you have to wear it, you have to wear it, you have to. I think when you start wearing it, you get used to it. When I was small, because I've been brought up in this country, I never have used to cover my head. I've only started it, and I think the realization came into me after I got married as well, that who I am, where I'm from, and the way I've been brought up. Although my mum always used to nag me, you have to wear a headscarf, you have to wear a headscarf, and I always used to feel embarrassed because I used to go to school and I think, oh, what would the other children say, and they'll pick on me, blah blah blah. I never wore it, but I've realised now that my parents told me for my own good, and if I did wear it, then I probably wouldn't, wear it later in life anyway. But I mean, yes, the realization did come to me after I got married that yes, this is part of me. If I don't wear it, I do feel awkward. Probably because then I was a teenager, it didn't bother me that much. But after, as the years gone by, it has made me change my, opinion of myself as well. And I've started wearing headscarf.
Do you think that the laws of any country should include religion within the laws?
Yes, I think they should, because everyone has a right to practice their own faith.
Yes.
And if it includes certain things, I think it should be in the law.
Do you think so, Koli?
You should, because as I said, everybody has their own rights. Everybody can do what they want. I mean, why shouldn't you practice your own religion? Why shouldn't you practice your own culture? Because if you were in your country and these people came over to your country, they would want to do the same thing. So you should consider that if I went to their country, they would want this. I would want the same thing if I went to their country. Why not give them the same thing if they come to our country? So in a way, yes.
So you enjoy living here. How long? You were both been brought up here.
Yes.
Yes. And do you enjoy living here?
Yes.
The UK has enough to offer.
What do you mean by enough?
Could this country offer you a better life, for example?
Nobody can offer you a better life. Sorry, but nobody can offer you a better life. That's just you yourself can offer yourself a better life. I mean, nobody else can offer you that. I mean, the only thing this country could do for you and me is let us practice our own religion and maybe give us the means to do it. Apart from that, I don't think they can do anything else. And maybe,
yesterday,
give other people the opportunity to join in. Like when we have our Eid celebration, we could actually invite you to come over and enjoy and see how we do it in our own style. How if we were abroad in our own country celebrating our Eid, how would we do it? With all the food and everything. Pretty sure you'd enjoy it.
How do you do it?
We do, there's a lot of cooking going on, lots of samosas and loads of things. That's it. And then you have your front door open, because it's pointless closing it, because once you close it, you'll be at the door, like a door, and just opening the door and closing it, because the people are coming 24 hours, just coming to give you their respect, because it's such a special day. They'll just come just to say hello. Even if they don't eat anything, they'll just come to see you and give you their respect. That it was such a day, such a holy day, that we've just come to say hello. This is our respect for you. Even the enemies come. Even if they don't like you, they still come, because it's such a nice day, and everybody believes that if you come and pay your respect, especially to your elders, that later in life, that their prayers might come in handy for you when you're in a tight situation. So you never know.
No.
You never know.
It's lovely talking to the pair of you. Thank you so much.